The Queen of Granada, by M. Riff. Chapter 124, The Suspicion. His voice tinged with anger and with a strong Spanish accent, the general said in English, "I don't believe a word you're saying. People from the Nordic countries are usually blonde, but you have dark hair. You must be older than 16 to travel alone. The woman in that car claims her husband drove away, while you say he tried to pull a bus with a Land Rover and ended up in the military base. You pretend not to understand Spanish, yet you overheard Spaniards on the bus talking about a military base here." He stared at Rita with wide eyes and added, "I firmly believe you're a trained spy sneaking around the military base in the dead of night. I'm convinced you're one of those left-wing operatives trying to infiltrate the base at night, stealing weapons for guerrilla movements worldwide." Rita firmly shook her head and replied, "No, that's not true. I'm here to help that poor woman tow the VW bus back to Granada." The general didn't buy Rita's explanation. He shook his head and exclaimed, "Sounds like one of your made-up stories. That car can hardly pull itself. How on earth was it going to pull a large van in this raging storm all the way to Granada?" Without waiting for Rita's response, he turned to the officer and said in Spanish, "Follow them to their address and check their identities." He added, "Until then, keep them separated so they can't exchange information. Let the other woman drive the car ahead and have this one stay here." The officer inquired, "What should we do with the VW bus?" The general replied, "Just attach it behind your jeep and tow it to their address. The soldiers on duty already have enough to worry about guarding the base in this thick fog. They don't need the added hassle of dealing with a suspicious car all night." The general left the vehicle and got into the other jeep. The officer instructed Rosen to lead the way to her address, warning her that they would be driving right after her and keeping a close eye on her. Rita was told to stay in the jeep. The driver drove the jeep to the VW bus and, with the help of a few other soldiers, connected the two cars together. As they drove away, the driver cast a glance in the rearview mirror and remarked to the officer in the back seat, "It stank of vodka when I got into the VW bus to put it in neutral." The officer responded, "Clearly, they're using the van for smuggling alcohol, but it's not our concern. Let the police handle it." They were amazed at how swiftly Rosen navigated up the hill, skillfully maneuvering through the curves. It seemed as if she was determined to shake off the military vehicle. She was putting the young soldier's driving skills to a serious test. He had never driven a car towing a trailer before, let alone a heavy van that swayed from side to side after each curve, as if it was trying to break free.